March 17th, Deuteronomy 32 to 34, and 1 Corinthians chapter 2. And there's a lot here in Deuteronomy. It's right at the end of Moses' life, actually. Chapter 34 talks about the death of Moses. But 32 into 33, well, 32 covers this song of Moses that he sings, and it's fascinating. I'm not going to read it all. I want you to kind of walk through it in prayerful contemplation. Right? That's the kind of prayer it is. That's the kind of song it is. It's not a... We don't know the tune, so you can make one up on your own. But he recounts the things that God has done, who he is, what he has done for his people. It's amazing. The end of chapter 32, he's told by God that he's going to go up the mountain and die. You're like, what? But God's going to be gracious to him. He's going to take him up to Mount Nebo, it tells us in chapter 32, verse 52. You shall see the land before you, but you shall not go there, into the land I'm giving to the people of Israel. That's what we see in chapter 34. Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, which is opposite Jericho. The Lord showed him all the land, Gilead as far as Dan, all Naphtali, the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, the land of Judah as far as the western sea, the Negeb, the plain that is the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees as far as Zoar. And the Lord said to him, this is the land of which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. I will give it to your offspring. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over there. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And the privilege to stand on that mountain, thereabouts where Moses was able to stand. And maybe not quite as clear a day as Moses, but could definitely see the distant lands that God had promised to the people of Israel. And it's amazing to think about that so many thousands of years prior, Moses stood there, and God in his grace and mercy gave him that little look into the beautiful land that he had promised for his people, because God keeps his promises. This is going to be the land for the people. Moses didn't get to go because of his disobedience. And so it had to be that final kind of mark that the Lord demonstrated to the people of God, that you can't make an exception just because Moses is the leader. But he got to see. And so 33, before he dies, he blesses the people. And of course, they're all sad because of all that Moses had done. He was a great leader. And yet there'll be a new generation. And I think it's important that we always keep in mind the next generations and continue to encourage those younger than ourselves, going down now to Generation Z, 25 and under, and maybe there's a new one starting with like 2 and 3 year olds and under. But those teenagers and young adults right now, encourage them today. Let them know that you're with them. Bring them alongside. Show them, here's opportunity for you, things that you can do. Pray for one. Invite them to lunch, coffee. Minister to them and allow them to minister to others. Let's be open to what God would do through the next generation and the next generation. Never get just stuck having to do it one way, our way. And I think that's the thing about Moses. He was able to pass on and let go. And Joshua, just taking it all in, was going to pick up the mantle and move forward. Till next time, keep growing, little by little.